He studies scuffed sand by the dry river's edge, measuring stride, tracing a path no eyes see. Prints sharpen in pale light. He turns, recalculating, patience gathering like clouds on distant hills. Vultures circle high, their dark wheels pointing the way. He angles toward shadowed brush and possibility. From a shallow basin, he watches grazing shapes. Wind tests his cheek, carrying salt and chance. He edges through a narrow grass tunnel, shoulders brushing seeds, breath folded small inside his chest. Trampled stems tell of movement. He slows, saving strength, counting heartbeats like stones in hand. A brush gap opens. He bursts forward, arm lashes, spear arcs bright, decision cleaving daylight. Far above, a watcher studies the scene, instruments aglow, empathy brightening the dark between worlds. Reflections pulse in alien eyes. Resolve gathers, a tide turning quietly toward the living plane. Clouds shred around the vessel, light spears downward. The savanna rises, immense, waiting, familiar, new. Dust lifts as the ramp lowers. Calm footsteps meet earth. Open palms promise guidance rather than conquest. At the camp fringe, two shapes regard each other. Fear loosens slightly, curiosity taking its first breath. Water is offered, not words. Thirst softens suspicion, and shoulders settle like stones finding rest. Together they build a small nest of tinder. Gestures speak clearer than language, hope warming air. Stone kisses stone, bright seeds leap. Breath cradles them gently until a fragile flame answers. He lifts the stone-tipped spear toward the cobalt sky. Pride rises with the cooling day. Throw meets target. The shaft quivers. Astonishment becomes laughter, becomes trust laid carefully between them. They pack lightly at dusk, carrying ember and hunger. The plain opens like a quiet road. Footfalls match along the acacia path. Shared pace becomes language, steady as the sinking sun. Under first moon a pause, heads tilt skyward. Direction is drawn on dark like silver thread. Cold water grips ankles. They cross together, balance practiced, protecting the ember's sleeping heart. On a rise, stones circle in tension. A hearth takes shape, safety drawn carefully against night. An ember settles into tinder. Breath lifts orange from black. Warmth returns with grateful patience. Wrapped tubers turn and hiss. Steam escapes. Their faces lean into comfort older than words. Stars lean close. Flame holds the dark at bay. Silence becomes friendship, unafraid and full. In ash, simple marks. Animal, path, water. Memory pressed by fingers for morning's waiting feet. Under the widening sky. A sound on the ridge, then calm again. Watchfulness without panic, trust anchored in glow. Ash blankets coals. The fire sleeps safely. Night gathers like a cloak around careful plans. Moonlight rims their shelter, breaths lengthen. The earth turns, small embers keep the fear away. Peach light wakes the horizon. Fingers stir coals. Day arrives on the backs of birds. Copies frame a narrow pass. The wind aligns. Patience chooses stone and shadow for allies. He waits in dappled shade. Grip steady, breath measured, tracking the single life he needs. Palm meets cooling fur. A nod of thanks. Nothing wasted, nothing taken lightly, not today. Sharp flake sings along seams. Red becomes order. Hands move like rain carving a channel. Meat lifts above coals. Fat hisses joyfully. Hunger learns patience, face bright in flicker. Cooked pieces pass between them. Heat and trust pass too. A meal writes new understanding. Bone cracks open its secret. Marrow gleams like sunrise. Curiosity tastes and becomes knowledge. Tools rest on hide. Flake, scraper, all cord. Arrangement becomes memory, becomes a portable school. Heat quivers on the flats, they slow and drink. The sun teaches limits without malice. In acacia shade, breath cools. Leaves spill water to tongue, the body remembers balance. Cord learns its loop, trigger finds its seat. Trap becomes patience woven into the trail. Tracks are brushed away. The snare waits invisible. Time will do the talking from here. Birds settle like notes on a line. Ember glows steady. They walk home inside the violet. Stones rise against the wind. Fire sits safer. Night will find them ready and calm. Fire murmurs between them. A farewell takes shape without sorrow, only gratitude and clear paths. At dawn the world divides, two tracks part gently. Lessons remain carried like coals in cloth. Alone he walks the termite fields. Confidence settles into stride, unhurried and awake. Under the widening sky. A small life waits in woven patience. Swift hands honor it, thanks given before the taking. At the workstone, slices fold clean. Efficiency hums. Waste has no place at this table. Steam crosses sunbeams. Flavors rise. Strength returns measured, not greedy exactly enough. Under the widening sky. Cloud shadows drift across distance. He chooses routes the wind approves, conserving tomorrow. Under the widening sky. The digging stick pries gently. Soil loosens its gifts. Patience tastes of earth and sweetness. Beside a termite mound, skins blister and vent. Nourishment opens like rain after long heat. Dust blooms where herds move. He watches and plans. Tomorrow is already learning his name. Edges shine on hide. Ember carrier warm, order laid out like a quiet prayer. Twilight gathers soft and purple. Insects weave music. Stillness teaches how to listen well. Banked coals pulse under ash. Safety glows small and certain. Sleep finds him without struggle. Moonlit patrol along the rise. Shadow keeps company. Boundaries hold under patient feet. Under the widening sky. A jackal calls from the ridge. Calm answers. The circle of watch remains unbroken. Breath clouds the pre-dawn. Ash parts, orange returns. Beginnings stir where endings rested. Under the widening sky. Tools gather to their places. Edges nod approval. Readiness sits lightly on his shoulders. Sunrise pours gold over scrub. He steps forward, carrying yesterday's wisdom into today. Under the widening sky. Long shadows stitch across damp flats. Prints point outward. Purpose threads itself through movement. In the pouch, flakes and ember whisper together. Readiness is a small, warm, faithful star. He sees the mentor returning along the horizon. Relief blooms into welcome without a word. Lines tremble over water. Patience holds. The river writes its lesson across their hands. A basket lifts bright with life. Success is quiet, shared, and perfectly sufficient. Under the widening sky. Ochre grinds to memory. A palm prints meaning. The wall keeps what air cannot hold. Symbols gather. Animal, path, water, route traced and agreed. The day inherits their design. Under the widening sky. Crosswind tests their timing. Throws adjust. Bodies learn what language never fully says. Under the widening sky. Blue hour settles. Tools rest by the hearth. Understanding requires nothing louder than breath. Embers light their faces. A goodbye steps forward. Gratitude bows where words would break it. Morning widens into road. Alone he goes, strengthened by kindness, sharpened by practice. Under the widening sky. The plain opens immense and bright. Distant herds move like thoughts. Future unrolls without haste. Ridge lines sink behind, pace steady and kind. Everything necessary travels within reach. Under the widening sky. One figure crosses a sea of grass, spear and ember balance. Silence carries the song.